if my my screen would work here. This is for the storyline. Story mode, which is done modless, no DLC, done from a level 0 account. There's something I gotta be missing. Can't think of it right now. Oh, done from real time as well. So right off the rip, I want you to install mods, and this has been in rules since 2018. They've been forcing the speedrun mod. RNG mod, which is part of the speedrunning mod, can't use it. So it's gonna make you download RNG mod, but you can't use it during during the speedrun. No other mods are allowed. Obviously, that's normal, I guess. They must be done on the latest update of the game. So as an example, all the runners that have done the story mode speedrun have done it on earlier stages of the game because that was the time period of people doing it. During right now on the current patch, you see there's nobody that did it because of these ruling system. Nobody went. The 3 runners that have done it don't want to do it because of this ruling system. The runs are unallowed to have mutators. This is the big part about it, or crime spree, or storyline game mode. As an example, this is the storyline speedrun, so why can't you do anything in storyline? As another example, it's the storyline speedrun. It says you can't do crime spree, so why is there a why is there a crime spree part inside the speedrun that you have to do, that you're forced to do, but you guys are like, hey, you can't do that? The recording must begin at the pre-planning screen. Well, this is done once again off the whole storyline, so you have to start at basically when you're starting your very first heist at the crime net menu. It's not allowed to hide any HUD elements. That's normal. The submit your sum of in-game time versus real time. Real time is not necessary, but we encourage it. So as an example, mine was a real time of 9 hours 32 minutes. But if I were to take the sum of my in-game time, so as an example, I post, I come here, I submit my run, I post that, 9-hour run, and then somebody else comes and gets a 7-hour run, but it's of their it's of their in-game time instead of the real time. It's another ruling system that just doesn't make sense here. So there's no differentiate. It's just boom, there you got both of them in one section. So you're allowed to do skips. That's basically indicating any percent. Mine was done in an any percent. Another thing I want to mention, saying that you can watch some stuff or whatever it is, but it's usually you would do things with Yakuza, which is DLC. You'd use the skill Frenzy, which is 30 plus points as a level 0 no infamy player. You're using Frenzy as an example. Let me just point it out real quick. If you were to grab Frenzy at a jewelry store, well, you need an ECM jammer with a slightly increased time to rush this mission, unless you're really, really fast, I guess, and I guess that's where Frenzy would work, right? There's 2 issues with that. You're low level at this point, because look how fast, or look how early it is in the speedrun. You're really low level at this point. 2, Frenzy's DLC. The speedrun was originally done under the circumstance of no DLC. There's 2 issues with the little tip right there. Just a little point out thing. So like right here, the tip is not even taking in consideration of the speedrun actually starting at level 0. It's not even taking in consideration of you having to level up a perk deck. It's not taking in consideration of that you have to give yourself skills at the end of each mission. This is another thing I want to point out. If it's the sum of your in-game time for all heists and not the real time, that means after, let's just say we want to complete chapter 1. At the end of chapter 1, going into chapter 2, since it's only counting in-game time, meaning when you're inside a mission, real time's not necessary. You could go 100% AFK. You could leave for 2 hours, you can come back, and then continue with chapter 2. You could go to sleep, come up the next day, and complete chapter 3. And then you could submit a run that's like 72 hours long, give them the sum of your in-game time, so let's just say it's like 7 hours, and then there you go. You're underneath the correct ruling system of the current ruling system of speedrun.com, because all they want is the in-game time. So real time's not necessary. So if you were to submit a long run like that, and then the end game time of all the sums is pretty fast, but you sat there and did it over a very long time period, because once again the ruling system doesn't say that you have to do it in one setting. It doesn't say anything like that. It just says the sum of end game time. You could legitimately just sit there and restart one heist over and over till you get the best time on that one heist, and then stop for the day, come back the next day. Sadly, that is exactly what is happening. So under the circumstance of the original 3 runners that did it, we didn't use any mods. So right here you've got to actually install a mod to just do the run. And then under another circumstance, when you install that mod, it gives you an RNG mod. You are not allowed to use that RNG mod. But then why would you force the players to download this speedrunning mod if they, get this mod included but then not allowed to use it? No other mods, blah blah blah, it's the usual stuff. It's just a lot of things that are weird here. Must be done on the latest update of the game once again. All the players that have ran this so far have ran this on the older version of the game, because that was the time period of people being interested in running it. Currently, the old career mode was located inside this screen and was much easier to access. Currently the career mode's here. You've got to click things here, you got to click things here, you got to click things over here. It's a mess. The old system was way easier. Sadly, not very good thoughts on the ruling system. Hopefully they get changed. There's no negativity on this. I'm just liking to point out some stuff.